There are a lot of amazing performances in this.
Absolutely.
So Aaron Sorkin's only directed one other movie called Molly's Game, which I have not seen.
Why do I know his name like the back of my hand then?
Aaron,
Because you said he's a writer. That's his name.
A Few Good Men.
Of course. Yeah.
He wrote it. He wrote the...
That's one of my favorite movies
Okay.
ever.
He was a playwright first. He wrote the play A Few Good Men.
Fucking
It
love
got
that movie.
adapted into... It got adapted, and he wrote the screenplay. That's
You're
kind of...
goddamn right I did.
He's... Jack Nicholson is great. There are so many, like...
It's one of his best roles.
There are so many conservatives who, like, post that scene not realizing that, like, not realizing Jack Nicholson is the bad guy.
That's so perfect.
Who post that scene as like, this is what every soldier and every cop wants to tell to Americans. And it's like, do you not realize...
I'll sign up for that.
It was
He
like,
goes to jail.
Do you not realize that Jack Nicholson is the bad guy in that movie?
And he gets arrested.
And then The West Wing, and then The Newsroom.
Yeah.
And he's done a whole bunch of stuff.
So he's a pretty political dude.
He's super political. Everything he's done is political. Molly's Game, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't think it's political. I think it's adapted from a Stephen King book, but it also might be. But I've said this before. First of all, it does not seem like it's a first-time director.
No, not at all.
But also, this is a guy who's been around movies for years, been a showrunner on TV for years.
In your opinion, you're in the business.
And he wrote The Social Network.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's written a lot of stuff.
So, like, in your opinion, at that point, you've been around it so much, like, you could basically just be penciled in to direct something and you could do it?
Yeah.
Right.
If you have a name like Aaron Sorkin, there are people who are gonna watch.
No, I just mean from an experience standpoint, like to actually physically direct, like you.
Yeah, if you've been a
doing.
showrunner and a screenwriter and you've been around enough to know, you get experience. This is a dude who's been in the industry for 20 years.
Yeah, no, of course.
You also notice like
more than that, A Few Good Men's 28 years, 92, I think it came out.
Maybe, yeah. Way more than 20 years. And you'll notice in like all of his movies that people talk really fast. And that's because he writes so much dialogue, people have to talk fast to get everything in the scene. Like, people are really snappy. They a lot of times will talk over each other, which could be off-putting in movies, but if you think about how people actually talk, that's how they talk. Like, people don't wait for each other. When people are having an argument, you don't wait for the other person to finish. People talk over each other. That's how it is. And that's how he directs this movie. And what's great about this, I've always said this, like, these are the directors I like, where they make their film not about one performance, where they make it more about how the characters are interacting with each other.
I mean, shouldn't that be the goal of every movie?
Yes, but there are clearly some movies that are strictly about one performance. I could bring up Joker, 100%. Sure. It's all about one performance. I'm sure I could list another example, but you shouldn't. The goal
Mike Francesa in Uncut Gems.
Mike Francesa. The goal shouldn't be you want one great performance. The goal should be everybody should be naturally bouncing off of each other.
Right.
And I mean, and then they kind of turn Tom Hagen into like the main character, which I think is a smart move. He's the guy that I guess the audience can relate to as much. He's the guy that kind of, out of the seven, has a like change of heart, where originally he's like, I just want to be as respectful as possible and get through this so that we get as light of a sentence as possible and we can go back to our lives. To the end where he's like, no, we need to make a statement here, and I need to read the names of all the soldiers who died, because that's what this is about. This isn't about me.
Yeah.
This isn't about my privileged, ass from Maine. This is about the poor Americans who are getting drafted in Vietnam, who are going over and getting killed. That's the entire reason why we did this. And if we don't bring up their names, then what's the point?
Right.